Hi everyone. Today is Tuesday, August the 30th, 2022. And today I would like to explain what the FFR, the federal funds rate, is all about. So a lot of times when we hear about, the Federal Reserve private banking system of 12 banks, which also functions as the central bank to the United States, when we hear the Federal Reserve talk about raising interest rates, some of us get happy because we think, oh, does this mean that we'll get more interest on our bank deposits that make nearly nothing lately and push us out the risk curve, speculating on all kinds of nonsense in order to earn something that would be sort of comparable to compensate with what we're losing on rising inflation, etc., etc. Well, not quite. So, not to pop your bubble, but somebody's got to pop your bubble, because it's eventually going to get, your asset bubble at least is going to get popped, that's for sure. So, I want to explain to you what actually the federal funds rate is, because it is very different from the interest rate that is paid by your bank to you for the unsecured loan that you give the bank every time you deposit your money into a bank. Okay, so the federal funds rate is the rate of return that the federal central bank pays to the commercial banking system for them leaving their deposits, which is your money basically, that you are providing to them for like 0%. That is what they get paid in exchange for holding treasury bills, because basically it's a rate that is issued for the treasury bills. So last Friday, when Jerome Powell gave his speech at Jackson Hole, saying that stopping raising rates when it reaches neutral is not okay, because we need to just keep going, right? And when people like what's her name, Elizabeth Warren, when people like her say, hey, you're going to destroy businesses, why is she saying that? And full disclosure, I voted for her in the primaries. I'm just gonna say that. Yeah, I did. I do like her, actually. No matter what people on both sides, blues and reds, say about her, I actually like Elizabeth Warren. Anyways, and I like Musk too. I'll say that too, even though I know that she doesn't like Musk, but whatever, that's beside the point. So what she said about, like, hey, you're raising don't you say that raising the federal funds rate is going to make it hard for businesses, etc. Why is she saying that? She's saying that because she understands the mechanics of this, as does Jerome Powell, by the way. So when a bank receives almost 4%, okay, 4%, to park their money, not their money, well, actually, yeah, it's their money that they got by taking a loan, unsecured loan from us, actually. So when the banks park their money with the feds, they get slightly under 4%, or they will in September, which is what, next week? No, in 2 days. That's how much they receive. Now, if that's how much they're receiving risk-free, why would they want to waste their time and increase their risk loaning out money to small businesses, or to any place where they might have some risk of default, of not getting paid back, of slowing market conditions, of all that stuff, right? They're not going to want to increase their risk, so they would rather put their money there. And by the way, this federal funds rate is a very short-term rate. Okay, I will make another video talking about the SOFR versus the LIBOR also, because we are transitioning from the LIBOR system, which is the London Interbank Offer Rate, to the SOFR, which is the Secured Overnight Financing Rate. Emphasis on the word secured, but I will make a separate video on that because it's a very important concept for all of us to understand. Anyways, this federal funds rate, it's such a short-term rate that it's kind of a precursor to that SOFR, Secured Overnight Financing Rate, that will be imposed on all of us. So if it makes it so hard for businesses to loan out money short term, and it's short term, which means you get paid a higher rate to lock up your money, so to speak, as opposed to locking it up for say 10 years or so, you know, with the 10 plus rate that is offered on the TLT ticker, which is the long-term rate. That one I think is about 2.9 or 3%, which is a joke. Like, you know, to get paid 3% to lock something up for over 10 years. So if you just think about it from your own self, right? If you had to give somebody a loan, you'd rather, and they say, I'll give you a higher percentage in interest for a shorter duration of time, what are you going to do? So that's the federal funds rate, and this is why it'll make it it'll disincentivize banks to make loans to small businesses. This in turn will decrease the liquidity in the market. What is liquidity? Liquidity is currency. Currency is, you know, the current of water, cash. Not whether it's backed by anything or not, I will leave that aside for a different talk. But currency, money flow, water flow, think about it that way. Liquidity. Okay, so when you lessen liquidity in the market and things become illiquid, then conditions tighten, then people sell anything at any price in order to raise liquidity, and that's how you see the prices, not necessarily of necessary items, you know, because those are necessary. So things that this is where like elasticity and inelasticity of supply comes in. But for BS things that people don't need, and by the way, for assets too, because people who just need the money, right? They will have to liquidate, and that's why it's called liquidate, because you're basically inducing a tightening of that liquidity. So anyways, but not to go into too much detail, that is what the federal funds rate, FFR, is. If you have any more questions on the federal funds rate, don't hesitate to leave a comment and ask me, or if there's any other topic you want me to cover. Thanks again for listening. Take care. Bye.